I've got the Munitorum Armoured container sprues here from the Writhing Shadow Kill Team Tyranid box set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these from the sprue using some cutters. I'm going to clean them up using a craft knife to remove the mould lines, and then I'm going to show you how to assemble them. So using the cutters to remove the pieces is fairly simple, and you do it just like this. So it's not a hugely complicated kit, so this will be a much quicker build than the servo haulers. Essentially just doing this with all of them, and then get the craft knife and we'll remove these mould lines and sprue bits here, so it's all good and smooth. So I will come back in a moment with everything taken off the sprue. So I've cleaned up all the parts from one sprue. The bolter and pintle mount I'm going to put to one side. I'm not going to use it on this build. So I've got some barrels. What you want to do is have a barrel with a spigot and a barrel with a skull on the back. Test fit them together like that. And similarly, put some glue there. Pop that on, press it tight. That's the barrel assembly. You've got 6 of those in this kit, but you've also got 2 of these. So, as you can see, you've got these slots here. So I've seen some people use these to convert corridors, putting them together like this, but I'm just going to do an ordinary crate. I'm quickly checking to see if there's any differences between the two things. No, none whatsoever. So get a good amount of glue, because you're going to want this to form a reasonably strong bond. Like so. So, I'm going to want to do the same with this one. But then before too much time passes, I want to seal the top as well. The amount of detail they've got inside these is actually really good. And yeah, I can definitely see why some people have used them to do corridors. Like so. Okay. Bit of glue. here. And pop that on. So that's okay. We've then got these little control panels, which are entirely optional. So I'm going to pop this puppy on. Maybe a little too much glue there. To add a little extra detailing. And we're about to put the other door on. Okay, so only other optional piece that I might use is this, which is the little eagle heads, which also helps you stack them. But as you can see, this is a really quick, really easy build once you've cleaned it up. The major thing is separating it from the sprue, clean up all the mould lines. I always did think then putting bolters on these was not the smartest thing to do. Because these do much better as a static scenery piece in like a little container park, or open so that people can get storage and supplies from it, than it does as a fortification with guns on. But that is how quickly you can put one of these together and how to do it. I like them. I might tidy this up here where the sprue's taken little divots out of there. But I think this is a really nice little scenery piece, and I'm glad I've got a couple of them. You also get 8 of these containers, 6 of these barrels, so that you can stack things up to form additional pieces of cover. You can either glue them down to a piece of board, a base, something like that, or leave them loose so that you can reorganise them. But the barrels are nice, and it's always good to have some nice barrels. These containers are reasonably nice. These are really nice. I'll probably spray them a solid colour and then go from there. But looking at it, there's lots of detail you can pick out if you choose to. There's actually quite a lot you can do with them, I think, if you were going to break them down. But it's just nice to have some more terrain. So, my build is a nice, simple, quick kit. If you're making it with children, be careful of the craft knife. You are going to need to take some mould lines off, particularly because getting this off the sprue can be a bit of a pain, simply because there's so many connectors. But actually assembling it, children aren't going to find it too difficult, basically. Once you've cleaned it up, it will go together quite quick. If you're painting it, give it a solid spray. Basically give all these a solid spray in the colour you want to paint them. Then you can hit them with an ink wash and a dry brush, pick out a couple of details, and there's plenty of skulls to be the little details, and then you're good to go. Looking at this, I'm going to spray it red and then hit it with a wash, a good heavy dry brush, and then I'm going to pick out the metallics, of which there's a fair few, as well as the little keypads. If you've liked this video, hit like or subscribe. If you feel strongly, leave a comment below. But otherwise, good gaming.